The catcher, Gracie Keys, leading off for the Seahawks. In the bottom of the second, Salve, the home team. Keys from Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Started her collegiate softball. Curry College, and starts the second inning with a single to center field. Second hit of the game for the Seahawks. And Keys is now 2 for 4 on the season. Addison Penn in the circle for Webster College. As Ryan Burke at the plate for the Seahawks. Takes a strike one. And swings and misses at that pitch for strike two. On deck is third baseman Addie Merck. Seahawks are coached by Shauna Delayed. She's in her 5th season. It's Burke gets ready for the 0-2 pitch from Penn. Misses there for strike three, and it's 1 out, 1 on for Addie Merck. Merck, the third baseman from Lawton, Virginia. That's right-handed. Had a double and scored in last night's game against Central. The lone run by the Seahawks in 2 games against Central out of Iowa. And Merck lifts that in the air. It's going to land foul just beyond first base. No chance for either of the goal lock fielders. Ekstrom from right field, Hale from second base, and Rodriguez at first base. 1 out. He's on first base. Merck at the plate. Up the middle and through. It's a base hit for Addie Merck. Puts Seahawks at second and first. Brings up the birthday girl, Skyla Oliveira out of Smithfield, Rhode Island. She's wearing her birthday number 17, March 17th. Merck on first. He's on second. Oliveira at the plate. Chance to drive in some runs to give her team a lead on her birthday. It's a 1-1 count. Just 1 out. Oliveira in the 9th spot in the Seahawks batting order here against Webster. In the air. It's going to land in. They get the force at third. So it'll be a fielder's choice for Oliveira. And it'll bring up the top of the order. That's the second out of the inning. Nice play by Arante coming in from center field, and a strong throw by the lefty thrower to Science at third base for the force. That retires Keys. Now Wicklund at the plate. So Keys retired 8-5 on the fourth for the second out. Merck down to second base. And Oliveira on a first. Wicklund bounces out 4-3. That's Hale to Rodriguez, making the play to retire Skylar Wicklund with the final out of the Seahawks' second inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left for the Seahawks. Top of the order due up for the Golocks, facing Caroline Peterson. We'll come back to the third inning right after this break. Welcome back to Melbourne, Florida. It's Sophie Arante facing Caroline Peterson for the second time. He drew a leadoff walk in the first and stole second, ended up stranded at third, as all 3 runners reaching via the walk were stranded. And Arante swings at a pitch, lines it to Madeline Oswald at first base for the first out of the third inning. No score here in Melbourne, Florida. Top of the third inning. And Matt Fuentes, who is a first strikeout victim for Peterson, swings and misses at the first pitch from the Seahawk right-hander from Halifax, Massachusetts. Peterson now ahead 0-2 as that ball was fouled out of play. The left fielder watches that pitch bounce in the turf for ball 1. Good crowd here today at all the diamonds. Now 2-2 on Fuentes. Fuentes from Riverside, California, 5'2" freshman. And now battles back to get 3 straight balls. Count goes full. Fuentes, one of those Gorlocks who has multiple duties, including pitching. He's a left fielder today. And takes ball 4. So 1 out, 1 on for Ekstrom. Ekstrom flew out to Cronin in center field. Arante led off this inning, lining out to Oswald at first base. Fuentes drew the walk. That's lifted high. And Ferriola will take charge and make the grab at second base. So Ekstrom pops out to the Seahawks second baseman for out number 2. Ekstrom's put the ball in the air twice against Peterson, and Cronin grabbed the first one, and Ferriola grabbed that one for out number 2. Brings up Maddie Steechland. Steechland drew a walk, 1 of 3 in the first inning. Fouls that 1-0 pitch out of play. Across to an adjacent diamond. Steechland working as a designated player in this game against the Seahawks. She's from Cedar Hill, Missouri. She goes up the middle. And Oliveira makes the grab and the dive to the bag to get the force out on the fielder's choice grounder from Steechling. So 6 unassisted at the bag. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left for the Gorloks in their 3rd inning. Seahawks have Ferriola, Geiser, and Oswald due up in the bottom of the 3rd. No score here in Melbourne, Florida. We'll be right back. We're back with action here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Taylor Ferriola at the plate. Swings at the first pitch, taps it on 1 bounce to 3rd base. And making the grab, Science over to Rodriguez for out number 1, 5-3 on the play. Brings up Victoria Geiser. Geiser popped out to 2nd base in her first plate appearance against Addison Penn. Penn, the freshman from Chesterfield, Missouri, coming into today's game, has a 677 earned run average, 3rd innings pitched, has allowed 18 hits and 18 runs. Only 10 of those 18 runs earned. Walked 5, struck out 5, has allowed a home run. Geiser, one of the Seahawks with that home run potential, has a 1-1 count. Right on the outside corner for strike 2. Oswald on deck. Seahawks have had at least 2 base runners in each of the first 2 innings. So the count goes 2-2 on number 21. 1 out, base is empty here. Liner, 1 hopper to shortstop. Throw, going to be high. Geiser beats it out. Then she's going to take 2nd on the throwing error. Brings up Madeline Oswald with 1 out, and now Geiser on 2nd base. Pitches inside for a ball. Addison Penn, the right-handed thrower. Stands at 5'4". Actually looks taller than that in the circle. That's right back to her. She gloves it. Overhand throw to Rodriguez at first. Retires Oswald. Nice job by Penn. Saving a run at least temporarily. Now Emily Cronin at the plate. Geiser moves down to 3rd. Now with 2 outs. Cronin swings at the first pitch, fouls it down the right field line. Goes into the outfield, and it's going to land in. A base hit and extra bases for Cronin. Geiser scores the game's first run, and Cronin's on second base with a 2-out run-scoring double. Batter is now Gracie Keys. She has a chance for producing some runs with Cronin now on second base. Takes a first pitch strike from Penn. Big hits one deep to center field. It's going to bring in Cronin from second, and Keys will stop at second with a double. No, she's going to be able to take third. She keeps her eye on head coach Sean Delayed, who saw the throw going wide of third and said, come on over to third with a triple. That hit went to straightaway center field, driving in Cronin with the game's second run. Seahawks now lead 2-0. Back-to-back extra base hits for Salve Regina. And that all coming with 2 outs. The batter is now Ryan Burke. Keys is now 2 for 2 in this contest, a single and a triple, and now stands at third. As Burke fouls off the 1-0 pitch to the dugout on the first base side. That's where her teammates are positioned for both games today. They'll be staying on Blue Easton Field for their contest with Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts. The Trailblazers are on an adjacent diamond here. Burke fouls off that pitch. As a 1-ball, 2-strike count, 2 down, 2 runs in for the Seahawks. Gracie Keys stands at third base, chance to be the third run. Just misses on the outside corner for ball 2. Ryan Burke from Nutley, New Jersey, wearing 24 and playing left field. It's half set on the ground. Foul on the third base line. Keys came forward with it. She had to be careful not to make contact with the ball in fair territory. So as a runner, she should stay to the foul side of that line. That's tapped in front of the plate. Throw to first in time. Keys was crossing the plate before the throw arrived at first, but it's a force that ends the inning. Reineke making the play down to Rodriguez, 2-3 on the play. Seahawks scored 2 runs on 3 hits. It was 1 error, 1 left. We'll head to the top of the 4th here at Melbourne, Florida. It's Salve Regina 2 and Webster 0. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Melbourne, Florida. We're at the Space Coast Spring Games in the Space Coast Complex. It's the Blue Easton Field, part of the blue quad of diamonds, a red, white, and blue quads. Seahawks have been in the stadium at the Space Coast Complex, and then a pair of games yesterday, one on Blue Easton and one on Blue Rawlings. In Blue Easton, the Seahawks fell 10-5 to Rutgers Newark. The Scarlet Raiders led 5-0. That's the deep left field. It's over the head of Ryan Burke. It's going to one hop to the fence as Abel Reinecke gave it a ride for a leadoff double against Caroline Peterson. Reinecke, the catcher, threw a walk in the first inning that loaded the bases and now has a leadoff double here in the fourth with the Gorlocks trailing the Seahawks 2-0. The wind is blowing out and out to center field. Goes first pitch swinging. Vanessa Syans, the third baseman, flies out to Emily Cronin in center field. That's one out. Reinecke still on second base for the first baseman, Adriana Rodriguez. Rodriguez struck out swinging to lead off the second. Takes the first pitch in the turf for ball one. Nice stop by Gracie Keys behind the plate, keeping Reinecke at second base. That pitch is right at the letters for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike on Rodriguez. Peterson has 4 strikeouts through 3 innings. Gets a foul tip into the mid of Keys there for a 1-2 count. Those 4 strikeouts actually came in the first 2 innings. No strikeout last inning, but she only faced the 4 batters. That's fouled out of play or off the netting. Stays inside Blue Easton. 1 out, a 1-2 count on Rodriguez. Reinecke on second base. She led off with a double to left field. That pitch is skidding in the turf for ball 2. Rodriguez, the first baseman, gets a 2-2. Swings and a miss. He secures it for the putout. And it's the 5th K for Peterson. Second time she struck out the Gorlocks first baseman. Both times swinging. Now Peterson faces Kelsey Summers. She bunted back to Peterson, who threw to Garriola, covering from second base for the out. Strike 1 to Summers. The shortstop. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Then Peterson has the strikeout total climbing. 10 strikeouts in the 10-5 loss to Rutgers Newark. Goes high there. No chase by Summers. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Reinecke on second with that leadoff double. Peterson hopes to strand her there. He elevates again. Bill Summers lays off that pitch. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Number 30 to 39. She lifts it high and foul, out of play. Merck and Burke give chase from the left side. Burke, the left fielder, and Burke, the third baseman. Oliveira as well from shortstop. Another 2-2 pitch ready from Caroline Peterson. It stays low, and Summers lays off the low pitch. Count runs full. First base is empty. So Reineke will not be running on the pitch. Good eye by Summers. And Reineke actually does run on the pitch. And she takes third base uncontested. So it's a ball four and a stolen base. Runners at the corners for the Golocks. Brings up the number 9 batter, Bree Hale. She struck out looking. That ended the second inning. Smart playing by Reineke. This could be playable for Keys, and she grabs it behind home plate. The pop-up goes to the catcher in foul territory. So one pitch, and Peterson able to get out of that threat with the foul pop-up to Gracie Keys. She sheds her masks and makes the play. No runs on one hit. There were no errors. 2 left for the Golocks. We head to the bottom of the fourth here at Melbourne, Florida. It's Salve Regina 2 and Webster 0. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Melbourne, Florida. Abby Merck, third baseman for the Seahawks from Lawton, Virginia, leading off. In the bottom of the fourth with the Seahawks leading 2-0 over Webster University out of St. Louis, Missouri. Kaylee Rushman, a freshman from Strasburg, Colorado, in the circle for the Golocks, taking over for Addison Penn, who has started, gave up the 2 runs last inning. That's a one-hopper to shortstop, and Merck in with an infield single. Merck now 2 for 2 to start her day. Brings up the birthday girl, Skylar Oliveira. She reached on a fielder's choice. And Gracie Keys was erased at third base on a nice play by Sophie Arante, the center fielder. Oliveira dropped the ball into shallow center field, and Arante picked it up, and the runners had to hold. So strong throw from Arante to Cyans got Gracie Keys out at third base. 1-1 count on Oliveira. The Smithfield, Rhode Island shortstop. Squares the bunt, bunts it foul. Quick pickup by Reineke. Reineke's double leading off the top of the fourth was the first hit for the Golocks against Seahawks starter Caroline Peterson. Now the count 1-2 on Oliveira. Merck on first, nobody out. Pitch is up high, 2-2. Seahawks have 2 runs on 7 hits, no errors. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error for the Golocks. We're in the bottom of the fourth. 2-0 Salve. Seahawks looking for their first win of the season. 0-4 thus far. Fouled into the screen by Oliveira. Oliveira, the number 9 hitter in today's order for the Seahawks. Top of the order, Skylar Wicklund on deck. So it's Skylar and Skylar back-to-back in the Seahawks order. 9 going to 1. That's down the third base line. It's going to be called foul. That's a nice backhand stop by Vanessa Syans in foul territory. Two count. Another pitch coming from Kaylee Rushman. Off speed into right field and landing. Merck had to hold. She gets to second. Now in time. Throw in from right field. Casey Ekstrom to Kelsey Summers gets the out. So another fielder's choice on a ball landing safely for Oliveira in the outfield. But Seahawk runners have to hold their bags at the risk of getting doubled up. So Murphy's going to be out 9-6 on the fourth. Brings up Skylar Wicklund. He taps it to third base. Low throw. Can't be dug out. Wicklund reaches on the E5. Oliveira now at second. Just one out in the inning. As Taylor Ferriola at the plate. Seahawks have back-to-back lefties. After having back-to-back variations of Skylar and Skylar. Oliveira on second. Wicklund on first. Ferriola at the plate. The 1-0 pitch. Lifted in the air. It's left field. A long way to go. Nice grab out there. Diving play by Natalie Fuentes. And they double up Oliveira at second base. So it'll be a fly out to left field. A 7-4 DP on the Seahawks. And it ends the bottom of the fourth. No runs on one hit, one error, and one left. Top of the order due up for the Golocks. They trail by 2 here at Melbourne, Florida. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Melbourne, Florida. Caroline Peterson pitching with a 2-0 lead, facing the top of the order for the Golocks. Sophie Arante walking, stole the base in the first, stranded at third base with the bases loaded. Bunts this fair and beats it out for a bunt single leading off the top of the fifth inning. She lined out to Oswald in her second at bat in the third, and now leads off the fifth with a bunt single. Pretty much killed the ball with no spin, so it stayed in fair territory as Keys came out to to make the play. Gawlocks trail 2-0. Natalie Puentes at the plate. Puentes struck out in the first and then walked in a third, and we're going to have a drop ball there. This allows Puentes to reach. So nobody out and 2 runners on. Brings up Casey Ekstrom, who's put the ball in the air twice, flew out to Cronin in center, popped out. There's a grab in the air by Merck. Throw down at first. Gets away. And Arante will advance to third. As Merck makes the grab in the air on the bunt. Good charge from third base. Runners at the corners now with 1 out. Pitch gets away from Keys. Coming home is going to be safe. And both runners advance on the wild pitch. So Ekstrom pops out. Three-0 count now on Steechling. She's reached base twice, walked in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the third. That fielder's choice grounder ended the inning as Oliveira made a nice play at second base for a force. And Steechling draws her second walk of the game. 2-1 the score now as a wild pitch helps Arante to cross the plate with the first Gawlock run of the afternoon. Steechling on first, Puentes on second, 1 out. And we'll have a pinch runner, I believe, for the Gawlocks. It's going to be number 22 running for Steechling at first base after first, second walk. It'll be Olivia Hardapee. On first base as Reineke bats with 2 on, 1 out. First pitch swings, fouls it into the screen. So Hardapee, pinch running. There's Steechling. And strike 2 in there. Steechling's the designated player, so it won't require a defensive entry at the end of the inning. The 0-2 pitch is low. Reineke has the first hit for the Gawlocks. She walked in the first and then doubled leading off the fourth. Doesn't chase a high pitch from Peterson. It's 2-2. In the air, right field, correction. And it's going to land in as the wind knocked it down. A long way to go from Wickland. She was playing deep. And it's going to land safely for a high single. Second hit for Reineke. Each runner advances one base. Puentes to third, Hardepy to second, and now Reineke loads the bases with her single. That's to right field. Making the diving catches. Wickland throw home. Put off at first, and it's a tie score. And they get the safe call at second on the appeal. So it's a sacrifice fly for the Scions. And pinch hitting for Rodriguez. It'll be Bristol Klossner. It's a 2-2 score. Into center field. A base hit that's going to score. Hardepy from third. And the Gollarks take a 3-2 lead. So the pinch hitter delivers with the RBI single. Klossner singles to center field. And now Paige Vogelsang pinch hitting. And Keys has to navigate around the home plate umpire trying to make that catch of a foul pop-up. She had one earlier. Klossner on first. Pinch hit. Go ahead RBI single. Reineke on second. Vogel Gesang. Is the pinch hitter to Summers. That's in the air on the right side. Tracking it down is second baseman Taylor Ferriola, and the Seahawks get the final out to retire the side in the top of the fifth inning. But 3 runs across the board for the visiting Gorlocks. 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. It's 3-2 Webster. Welcome back. It's the bottom of the fifth inning at Elborn, Florida, Space Coast Complex, Blue Easton Diamond, and Webster in the field defensively. They just scored 3 runs and now have a 3-2 lead over Salve Regina. At the plate for the Seahawks leading off the fifth is Victoria Geiser. Geiser singled and scored in her last at-bat, popped out to second base in the first inning. In the air to right field, Ekstrom makes the catch for out number 1. Brings up Madeline Oswald. With 1 out, bases empty for the Seahawks. Oswald was hit by a pitch in the first. And she bounced back to the pitcher. That was the starting pitcher, Addison Penn. As Haley Rushman came on in the fourth, and that's through the hole on the left side. A base hit for Oswald. He's now 1 for 2 in this contest. Came in batting .333 on the year. So a 1-out single for the Seahawk first baseman. Brings up center fielder Emily Cronin out of Coventry, Rhode Island. Takes a first base strike from Rushman. So Addison Penn is now off the hook. She had given up the 2 Seahawk runs and left trailing 2-0. That's high in the air, left center field. Carrying and chasing it is Sophie Arante, the center fielder, making the catch for out number 2. 2 down for Gracie Keys. Oswald on first. Chatting with assistant coach Kendra Walker. Head coach Shona Delayed works the third base coach's box. Relay signals to Gracie Keys. Pitches outside. Keys had a RBI triple in her last at-bat. Singled in the second and then tripled in the game's second run for the Seahawks in the third. Batting here in the fifth, 2 outs, run around. That's a couple of hops to third base. Cyans over to Clausen now at first. And the 5-3 putout retires Keys and retires the Seahawks. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We head to the 6th inning. It's Webster 3, Salve Regina 2. We'll be right back. Top of the 6th inning. Webster batting with a 3-2 lead. Caroline Peterson in the circle. That pitch bounced off the nub of Hale's bat. Bree Hale, the second baseman, the number 9 batter in the Golak order, leading off the top of the 6th. And it's a foul ball. That's to center field. Coming in, making a fantastic catch is Emily Cronin. A diving grab off the bat of Bree Hale. Emily Cronin with a sensational catch for out number 1 in the top of the 6th. Great defensive play. And for those that are watching on the USSSA stream, watch it in replay as well as Arante pops foul to Merck on the third base side. Quickly, 2 outs. So a foul off the nub of the bat by Hale, then a great play by Cronin in center field, and a first pitch swinging pop-up foul from Arante. Fuentes checks a swing, but it's a strike. 0-1. And the number 2 batter in the Golak lineup, she bats with the bases empty, 2 down. The 1-1 pitch from Peterson. Bases are empty, 2 down. Early pop foul out of play. Right behind the netting. Gracie Keys behind the plate. Peterson in the circle. Merck, Oliveira, Ferriola, and Oswald around the infield for the Seahawks, third to first. Burke, Cronin, and Wicklund in the outfield, left to right for Salve Regina. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. But Natalie Fuentes at the plate for Webster. She goes to second base, off the glove of Ferriola. So Fuentes reaches with 2 outs, brings up Ekstrom. Ekstrom's 0 for 3. Has put the ball in the air to center field, second base, and a bunt that Merck grabbed from third base. Wild pitch allows Fuentes to reach second. Peterson looking to avoid damage here, trailing by 1. Wants to keep it that way and give the Seahawks a chance in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 3-2 Webster, 2-0 count on Ekstrom. To right field, fair ball. Wicklund with it, throws it in to Oswald, but crossing the plate is Fuentes on the RBI single from Ekstrom. Four to the score now as Webster continues to bat. And Maddie Stiefling will re-enter as the designated player. She reached base in her last at-bat with a walk. and then was lifted for a pinch runner. So Steechland's had all the plate appearances in that spot in the order. Just a pinch runner was Hartopy, who scored. The go-ahead run at the time. Now the Golocks lead 4-2. Ekstrom's on first. Her single to right field. Correction, that's not Ekstrom. It's Isabel Leubin had a pinch hit single. And now she's on second base after a wild pitch. So Steechland at the plate, 3-1 count. Leubin on second base. And it's going to be first and second after the walk to Steechland. Brings up Renicky. Renicky wheels a pink bat. The right-handed batter takes a pitch inside. Renicky is 2 for 2 in the game. First inning walk, a leadoff double in the fourth inning. She was stranded at third base after stealing the bag. And she singled in a run in the fifth. Batting here in the sixth, Webster up 2 runs, 4-2. That pitch hits Renicky to load the bases with 2 outs. Peterson got the first 2 outs. Great play by Emily Cronin in center field for out number 1. That off the bat of Bree Hale. And then Arante popped foul to Merck in the third base area. And the Seahawks may have a defensive change. And we will. We'll have Cronin coming in from center field to pitch. She started this inning with a great defensive play in center field. And it looks like Lily Bridges will be out in center field. So the change will technically be Bridges for Peterson in the flex position. And Bridges now playing center field. And Cronin batting fifth, now pitching. Cronin completes her warm-ups. And the first pitch is going to go wild and allows a run to score. Second run of the inning makes it a 5-2 score. Two balls, one strike. The batter is the third baseman, Science, low and inside. First base is now open after the bases were loaded. And it's ball four to Science. Umpiring crew lost track of the count. It brings up Bristol Klossner. Klossner came in as a pinch hitter and singled. And then went to play first base. Now she bats with the bases loaded. Two down. 2 runs in. It's a 5-2 score for Webster. Salve scored the first 2 runs of the game in the bottom of the third. Cronin and Keys with RBI. That's to center field. Bridges, the new center fielder, coming in to make the grab. So the inning starts and ends with plays by the center fielder. The center fielder changes from Cronin to Bridges as Cronin comes in to get the final out. 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 left. For Webster in the 6th. We head to the bottom of the 6th here at Melbourne, Florida. It is 5-2 Webster. Emma Plaud will lead off as a pinch hitter for the Seahawks. Batting in the bottom of the 6th, trailing by 3. 5-2 to score. Pistons at the first pitch, fouls it out of play. And into spectators at an adjacent field. Plaud pinch hitting for left fielder Ryan Burke. One ball, one strike. Plaud facing Kaylee Rushman, who came out on relief, and Rushman inherited a 2-0 score, trailing, and her teammates have put 5 runs on the board, 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, to lead at 5-2. Plaud now with a 1-2 count in this pinch hit appearance. Into right field. It's going to land a base hit for Plaud. He takes the turn at first and steps back with the single. So pinch hitter Plaud reaches base with the Seahawks single Seahawks have out hit the Gorloks 9-5, but trailed by 3 runs on the board, 5-2. 5 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors for Webster. 2 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors for Salve Regina. Abby Merck at the plate. The third baseman takes strike 1 from Rushman. And time is called as Emma Ford ties her left shoe with her pink batting gloves on. Not an easy feat to do with any gloves on. Merck takes low and inside for ball 1. 1-1. Abby Merck, it's 2 for 2 in the game. Pair of singles. That's with nobody out, and Florida on first base with the leadoff pinch hit single. Pitches outside for ball 2 to Merck. 2-1 count on the Seahawk third baseman from Lawton, Virginia. Birthday girl Skyla Oliveira stands on deck. Swing and a miss. Good cut by Merck. But the pitch was off speed and out in front. Merck missing for a 2-2 count now. Gets on top of that pitch. The force over to second. Not in time on the relay to first. So fielder's choice grounder for Merck. Steins to Hale gets the force on board. And brings up Skyla Oliveira. With 1 out, runner on first base. Swings at the first pitch, lifts it high and foul, and it's going to land foul. Good chase by left fielder Natalie Fuentes. Strike 2 with the call in the outside corner. Merck at first base, reach on the fielder's choice after Emma Plord led off with the pinch hit single. A 1-2 count on the Seahawks shortstop from Smithfield, Rhode Island. Pitches up high, 2-2. Rushman delivers the 2-2. It bounces low. Oliveira did a nice job of holding back. Count now runs full. 1 out, Merck on first base. Oliveira ready for a 3-2 from Kaylee Rushman. Grounds it to Syons at third. Over to second. Force there. Merck is retired. Oliveira reaches on the fielder's choice. Back-to-back 5-4 plays, getting the lead runner. 2 down now. Top of the order for the Seahawks. Oliveira on first base, Wicklund at the plate. Chokes up on the handle and taps it back to Rushman. Her overhand throw to Klossner at first base. Retires Wicklund with the final out of the sixth inning. For the Seahawks, no runs on one hit, no errors, one left. Vogelgesang, Hale, and Arante due up for the visitors in the top of the seventh. Webster leads 5-2. Welcome back to Melbourne, Florida. We're at the Space Coast Spring Games. And it's NCAA Division III softball featuring Salve Regina University and Webster University, two teams facing each other for the first time. Emily Cronin back in the circle for the Seahawks. Came on relief of starter Caroline Peterson. Cronin had been playing center field, including in the top of the sixth, making a great diving catch to start off the frame. The Gorloks would go on to score 2 runs and now have a 3-run lead, 5-2 over Salve Regina. Leadoff batter Paige Vogelgesang pops out to Taylor Ferriola at second base for the first out. Brings up this Gorlock second baseman, Bree Hale. She's 0 for 3. Struck out looking, popped out to Gracie Keys behind home plate in foul territory, and flew out to Cronin, or lined out to Cronin. He was robbed of a hit as Emily Cronin made a great play in center field. And Cronin quickly ahead of Hale, the second baseman, 0-2. Hale does not chase that pitch. It's low and away. In the air, right side, foul territory. Oswald, almost has a great grab. Strike 3, looking for a strikeout for Cronin. Second time that Hale's been down on strikes looking. Brings up the top of the order. Sophie Orante. She's reached base twice, walked and stole the base in the first, singled and scored a run in the fifth. She was the first run to cross the plate for Webster in a 3-run fifth inning. Takes the first pitch strike from Emily Cronin. Pitches outside for a ball. 1-1 on Arante. a freshman from Hillsborough, Missouri. Stands at 5'7" in the left-handed batter's box. Takes strike two. Done a nice job of playing center field for the Golocks. Pitch is low for ball two. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Base is empty for Webster. They lead 5-2, batting in the top of the 7th inning. Count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That's in the air. It's foul territory. Long run to go. And it'll land foul as Burke, Merck, and Oliveira give chase. Cronin looking to get this final out. And gets a chopper to Ferriola at second. Throw to Oswald in time at first. 4-3 on the play. Golocks go down in the top of the 7th. A 1-2-3 inning for Emily Cronin. And due up for the Seahawks, the 2, 3, 4 batters, Ferriola, Geiser, and Oswald. Seahawks trail by 3. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It's 5-2 Webster. And welcome back to Melbourne, Florida, Blue Easton Field, out of the Blue Card Diamonds at the Space Coast Complex. Taylor Ferriola swings to the first pitch, routes it to her counterpart, Hale at second base, who underhands it over to Klossner at first base for out number 1. 4-3 on the play, 1 out for Corey Geiser. Seahawks trailing 5-2 after leading 2-0 through the first 4 innings. Webster put 3 on the board to take the lead in the 5th. And in the top of the 6th, added 2 more runs. Now have a 5-2 lead. Seahawks down to their last 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. 0-1 on Geiser. She fouled off the first pitch to the right side. Madeline Oswald on deck. Pitch is low from Rushman. That's grounded to third base. Cyans steady all day. Over to Klossner. 2 down. Haley Rushman has quieted the Seahawk bats. Oswald steps in. She's 1 for 2, is hit by a pitch, and then singled in her last at bat. And Rushman looking to make it the first 1-2-3 inning. That's going to be an infield single for Oswald as she hits it hard up the middle. Her second hit of the day. Brings up now the pitcher, Emily Cronin. So the Seahawks do not go down in order in any inning thus far today. Hope to extend this game. As the first pitch misses high to Emily Cronin. Cronin is 1 for 3 in the contest. As a second inning double, or a third inning double, that drove in the first run for the Seahawks. Goes to right field. And reaches safely with a single. As the throw comes in from Ekstrom, not in time. So back-to-back singles with 2 down for the Seahawks. Brings a tying run to the plate in Gracie Keys. So Cronin with a pair of base hits. And the Gorlocks will have a defensive conference in the pitcher's circle as their head coach, Al Sampson, visits with Cushman and the rest of the Gorlocks. Gracie Keys checks in with Shauna Delayed and Kendra Walker coming over from the first base coach's box. 2 Seahawks aboard. Oswald and Cronin both with 2-out singles give the Seahawks a chance. And the Seahawks will have a pinch runner as Gracie Keys will get ready to take some swings against Rushman. And I believe it's going to be Tammy O'Rourke pinch running for Maddie Oswald. Number 18, Tammy O'Rourke. Now on second base, Emily Cronin on first base, Gracie Keys at the plate. And Keys takes the first pitch ball low. In the air, foul, and landing. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's a deep drive to left center field. It's going to carry to the fence. O'Rourke scores. Cronin to score. And Gracie Keys has a 2-run double. Makes the score 5-4. Seahawks within 1. Second RBI base hit of the game. Extra base hit for Keys. Keys now on second base representing the tying run. Brings up Ryan Burke. Three straight hits for the Seahawks, all with 2 outs. Ryan Burke from Nutley, New Jersey. As Sean Delayed comes across. And has a request from her bench area. And she'll have Emily Moskal pinch running for Gracie Keys. It's a 1-1 count on Ryan Burke. And Moskal representing the tying run now. Pinch running for Gracie Keys, who had the clutch 2-out, 2-run double to pull the Seahawks within one. Moskal pinch running. Cut on a miss. Count now 1-2 on Burke. Rushman looking to shut the door on the Seahawks. He's rallied for 2 runs here in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch is outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ryan Burke. Looking to put the bat in the ball and driving her. Moskal from second with the game-tying run. Drives it. Foul. What a grab by Shauna Delayed in the third base coach's box. Reaches down with her glove hand. No glove on the hand. And makes the catch. Casually flips it over to Science at third base. 2-2 count still on Ryan Burke. Back to Rushman. Her overhand throw to Klossner. Gets the out on Burke. Seahawks go down, but not without a fight. A great battle for Salve Regina University against Webster University. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left in the bottom of the 7th. Seahawks fall 5-4 to Webster. Nice job by the Gorlocks coming back from a 2-0 deficit to take the game over Salve Regina. All 3 hits came with 2 down as Oswald singled up the middle, Cronin singled to right field, and Gracie Keys brought those 2 home, or at least pinch runner. Oh, man, they made it a 5-4 final. Winning pitcher is Kaylee Rushman. In relief, she improves to 4-3 on the season for the Gorlocks. The Gorlocks overall improve to 6-10, while Salve Regina falls to 0-5. The Seahawks will play one more time here in Florida as the temperature has gotten up to, let's see, I think it's still stuck at 56 degrees. I'm sorry, 59 degrees. It's 59 degrees, and the Seahawks will have one more game. They'll play the Trailblazers of the Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts, MCLA. Will be on the same field. Thanks for joining us for this audio broadcast on our Salve Regina University softball YouTube and our Salve Athletics Facebook pages. Glad you could find us. My name's Ed Habershaw. Have a great day, everybody.